Welcome back to the Patrick Reagan Show. Coming back in after that break, we have a ton to get to, and we're going to see how much we can get through in this really short hour we have each week. Last week, I talked a little bit about how we shouldn't be sending military and foreign aid around the world because it's charity courtesy of the American taxpayer. It's money taken at the point of a gun and given to other people in this country and around the world, well, who didn't work for it. They're not entitled to it because it isn't theirs. It's yours. I received some emails over the past few days asking quite a few questions about this idea, and could I elaborate on it a little bit? Instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I'll take a different tack on this subject and approach it from this angle. Have you noticed when you have questions such as welfare and abortion, when those come up, liberals will say you can't legislate morality. These moral questions, they have no place in government. Well, think about this in context of this example. When I bring up the government forcing me to donate money to pay the medical bills of someone else, I get told that all advanced cultured societies, they all provide medical care for their citizens. Now, first off, we're the most advanced country that has ever existed on this planet, so you can't say all advanced cultures because we are the most advanced. We set the standard, so that argument falls short. But I get these arguments that cultured people take care of their citizens, and free medical care is just one of the ways of doing it. Providing free housing, food, and apparently cell phones is a few more ways, of course. But to me, this sounds like we're legislating morality. You liberals, you're telling the rest of us that morally it's imperative that we pay the bills of others in our society. Yet, when morality is interjected by conservatives when it comes to abortion or gay marriage, now all of a sudden we shouldn't have morality tests in our laws. Now, the answer, of course, is that neither of these sides are correct. They both want to tell you how to live according to their worldview. They want to boss you around when it comes to your life, but don't want you imposing your morality on them. The correct answer, as it always is freedom and liberty. The individual can make up their own mind about how to live as long as they aren't infringing on another's natural human rights. Simple and easy. Exactly not the way the government and both sides of the ideological spectrum want it. As I pointed out last week, neither side is the American side because neither side wants to give you the freedom to make your own choice, to decide what's best for you. They have to do that. They know better than you how you should live your life. And if you won't agree to how they want you to do it, then they'll get laws passed forcing you to live the way they think you should. When these people legislate taking money from one citizen and giving it to another, they are legislating morality. Well, and actually they're legislating theft. But it's their attempt to impose their morality on your life, whether you want it or not. See, you have to take care of these people. You have to give your money to pay their bills. You have to pay taxes to provide inefficient government services to citizens. You know, I've actually heard politicians talking about how government services are supposed to lose money. Supposed to do it. Every time I hear this, I always ask, do you routinely throw away your own money? Do you take $10 and throw it in the trash each week? No? Then why is it okay for all of us to do it then? If throwing away money isn't a good idea on a personal level, how is it a good idea on a community level? When does a bad idea become a good one? When we all have to suffer? It sure seems that way. Just look at Obamacare. We get told it's a fantastic idea by all of the people who aren't going to be participating in it. It's starting to feel like we're living in an Islamic country and we're being told how great it is to be a suicide bomber. Well, are you going to do it? No. You need to strap on a bomb and go blow yourself up. When you do, you'll be a martyr and Allah will be pleased with you. Oh, okay, then if it's such a great idea and has all these wonderful benefits, why aren't you doing it? Why aren't all the leaders who think it's so great doing it themselves? I've covered this practically every Memorial Day when I talk about leaders sending our soldiers off to die in wars that have nothing to do with our freedom. If we need to be in Egypt so bad, if it's so imperative that we intervene in Syria, then why don't our leaders get out in front of the troops and lead? That's why they're called leaders. They're supposed to lead. What we need to call them are senders. They don't lead anyone. They send. You go on over to Iraq, Afghanistan, Egypt, Syria, wherever. You get on over there and fight for the freedom of your fellow citizens. You know, personally, and it may just be me, I've not had any Iraqis or Afghans or Egyptians or Syrians. None of them have been over here threatening me. If they do, I'll probably take care of it myself, and we'll call the local police to come in and write up a report. It used to be the leaders of countries rode into battle and fought. If the people were going into battle, the king was right there on the front lines fighting. That's how they won the respect of the people they ruled over. Now we have all these chicken hawks from both the Democrat and Republican sides eager to send our soldiers to their deaths in countries who really have nothing but contempt for us. Besides, we're only supposed to be using our military against countries who have declared war against us. Last I checked, we don't have many countries actively doing that at the moment. So we shouldn't have our military deployed anywhere in the world, and we should be letting other countries settle things for themselves. But getting back to my original point, we have all these people telling us they're doing all these unconstitutional things for us, the citizens of this country. If that's the case, then give us a say in the matter. Not 537 people in Washington. That's not how our country is supposed to run. That'd be 535 plus the president and vice president. We need to amend the Constitution to allow the government to take money from one citizen and give it to another in the form of charity, whether that be in the form of money, medical care, food, housing, whatever. If it's such a great idea, then the people declaring this needs to be done will have no problem selling it to the rest of us. Instead, though, we have this small number of people telling the rest of us how we should be living, imposing their ideas of morality on the rest of us. The conservatives think this is okay to do, but the liberals scream bloody murder when it's tried for a conservative issue. But when it's something they agree with, then the liberals are all for it. It's hypocrisy on both sides of the aisle, so where do you turn? Well, right now, the Libertarian Party is about the only true American, only one that has true American ideals of freedom and liberty. Now, I have a couple of, we've got time to get these clips. I heard Rush talking about this just this week, and we normally don't do a lot of clips from other hosts, but I wanted you to hear about this since he's kind of the de facto leader of the conservative movement here in America. So here's his first clip he had. This was off his show, I think it was on Thursday.
You know what our problem is? We have nobody representing us. The Republican Party is AWOL. The American people don't have a political party representing them anywhere.
We do have a party representing the American people. It's called the Libertarian Party. It stands for individual freedom and liberty. Ideally, America, it stands for individual freedom and liberty. So it sounds like a good fit to me between those two.
The Republican Party right now is, for some reason, animated by its desire to become more like the Democrats.
Yes, and that's because, as I mentioned last week, there is no material difference between the Republican and the Democrat parties. They're both big government parties. Here's another clip.
My point is, because there is no opposition party that is opposing what's happening and representing a majority of the American people, people are losing faith in their country.
Yes, the people are losing faith in this country. And if you conservative commentators don't wake up, you're going to find that people are losing faith in you as well. People aren't buying this conservative hypocrisy no more than they're buying it from the liberal side. All right, we've got some more of this coming up. We're up on the bottom of the hour break here on the Patrick Reagan Show. When we come back, we'll try to get to a couple more of these clips and hit some stuff that came out about the CIA and Iran this week. And by the very end, we'll be talking about the racist that works at Department of Homeland Security. All that and more in the second half hour of the Patrick Riggins Show here on the Libertarian Lighthouse Radio Network and News Talk 98.7 WOKI.